Let's take a moment and talk about some specific skill feats for Batman. In my video, What Makes a Good Fighter in Comics, I talked about 3 areas that I think define what makes a good fighter. How much knowledge you possess, your skill and application of that knowledge, and the years of experience that you have. Batman is a great example of a character who has a tremendous amount of knowledge, a tremendous amount of skill and application, as well as experience. But I want to focus specifically on skill and how he can make something that's perfect even better. And all these feats and more can be found on the Comic Talk Society Discord server. We have a whole section dedicated just to Batman's fights and his skill. Let's first talk about the vibrating palm technique and how Batman modified it to make it better. Now, in Batman the Knight issue number 4, we see a retelling of Batman's training. And in particular, we get to see him train with Master Kurigi, who was originally shown in Secret Origins. Master Kurigi is well known for teaching the majority of the major martial arts styles that Bruce has mastered. But in particular, he's well known for a technique called the vibrating palm technique. This technique is meant to be a one-strike fatal blow. However, if we go to Batman issue 431, while fighting this ninja, Batman runs at the ninja. We don't see what happens because there is a blur, but we do know 2 things. 1 is Batman is cut by the ninja's sword, and 2 is Batman performed the vibrating palm technique, in which the ninja makes reference to Master Kurigi. Afterwards, while Batman is leaving, he states, "If I used the technique a little differently, he'd be dead instead of unconscious." This right here shows Batman's skill and the fact that he could take a maneuver based off the Denmark system that is so precise that you have to hit pressure points in a certain way to cause cardiac arrest. It is a one-strike kill maneuver, and Bruce was able to change it into a non-lethal version that can knock someone out with 1 strike. But let's look at another example of Bruce taking a perfected lethal maneuver and turning it into a non-lethal maneuver. In Batman 509, Bruce is retraining his body after his back is broken by Bane. And who does he go to retrain his body? None other than Lady Shiva. And she does a phenomenal job. She makes Batman back into the unstoppable fighting machine he was before Bane. However, Lady Shiva wanted to take his training further and teach him the lethal strike, the leopard blow, her signature maneuver. In her words, "It is called the leopard blow, and it is mastery causes death with a single strike." Bruce is not about that life, so he just pieces out. However, as part of his training, Lady Shiva has sent several masters as a gauntlet for Batman to deal with. And in Batman Legends of the Dark Knight 62, he confronts this last master of Lady Shiva. And as you can see here, Bruce performs the leopard blow. His specific internal dialogue, the leopard blow, a deadly blow that mimics the bite of a leopard. Skull fracture, nasal bones driven deep into the soft tissue of the brain. Each finger a dagger destroying flesh and blood vessels. And this is where Dick Grayson and Tim Drake roll up. Bruce standing over a seemingly dead victim of the leopard blow. However, we see in Robin issue number 8 that while being berated by Robin and Nightwing, none other than Lady Shiva rolls up. She comments on how excellent his leopard blow was, and then proceeds to leave Batman alone. And as we can see here, the master that Bruce fought and he delivered the leopard blow to is still alive. Bruce then comments, "You saw what I wanted Shiva to see. I couldn't graduate until I killed one of her masters." And they were going to keep coming as long as the transmitter she hid in the mask kept telling them where to find me. When I'd gotten enough training, I gave her what I wanted, as far as she knows. Let's get this man to an emergency room. These are two examples of Bruce showing his skill and application when it comes down to what he has learned. Both the vibrating palm and leopard blow are fatal one-shot attacks. And Bruce, with his skill, is able to modify them to become effective yet non-lethal attacks. What Batman essentially did is take two of the best fighters and teachers in the DC universe, Lady Shiva and Master Kurigi, and then take their perfected maneuvers and make them better by modifying them to Bruce's style. That's absolutely wild. But then again, he's the Batman.